And here we are, another edition of the Fantasy Football Expo podcast series. We're still 2 weeks away. It's getting so close. We can almost taste it. It is going to be so much fun. We are so looking forward to this. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, if this is your first video, it's the Fantasy Football Expo. Go to thefantasyfootballexpo.com, get your tickets.
Do it.
What I'm even more excited about, and I've said this in so many shows this year, and it makes me smile every time, is that this year we have over 60% of the exhibitors are brand new to the expo. And that to me is just fantastic because that means there's new people with new ideas. And even if they've been around the fantasy world for a while, they've got a new idea they're bringing into the expo. And this group is another one. The gentleman from Dynasty Decks, Derek, Vince, thank you for being a part of this. We're so excited to have you on the show. So excited to see you here in just a couple weeks. So why don't you each introduce yourself, tell us where you're calling in here from, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, Vincent Lockwood, calling in from Manhattan, New York, downtown. Grew up on Long Island, but obsessed with fantasy football and happy to be on the show. Really appreciate you taking the time out to kind of host this and do what you do. So really happy to be here.
I appreciate it. Derek?
Yeah, well, same with me. I grew up on Long Island. I live in New York City now, and obsess over fantasy football with this guy every day.
I love it. I love it. So I have to ask, did you guys go to school together? How did you meet?
Yeah. We went to college together.
Okay.
And that's really where everything.
Where did you guys go to college at?
We went to Mercy College, which is in New York, right outside of the city, right on the Hudson. Small school, but we both went there to study business.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. I'm an accountant by day, so there you go.
And we both are finance. So
all right, this is like the Beautiful Minds episode. We just have all these numbers crashing through our heads.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah. 17.
Yeah, so we have a Josh Allen Bills fan. We have an Eli Manning Giants fan. Eli will be inducted probably next year into the Hall of Fame here in Canton, Ohio. We know Josh will get in someday after he retires. It's just a matter of time. But I'll probably be old. Who knows if I'm even around by the time Josh gets in?
You will be.
At least 10 years, maybe 15. Who knows? But anyway, good stuff as well. Anyway, so let's talk about the beginnings of fantasy football for each of you. Talk about, and Derek, we'll start with you. When did the fantasy football system, game, whatever you want to call it, get introduced to you? How old were you? Who was the person or persons that kind of pulled you in? And of course, now, as you said, we're all hooked, we're all addicted. But who's that first one to hang the bait out there for you to get into fantasy football?
Well, it was one of my friends and this was back in 5th grade. One of my friends that I played football with at the time. He tried to get everybody into it. And I think I asked him like 2 or 3 times, how do you move the players around and how do you call your plays and how do you, what team am I going to be? And I was really kind of like thrown into the fire with the draft.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing, etc. Ended up losing in that championship that year.
Oh, really? So you had no clue. You made it to the finals.
Yeah, he was the ringer. He knew what he was doing, and
so Rocky, who's from the mafia family there in Long Island, pulls you in because he's been running numbers since he was 3.
You're not far off. Yeah, but shout out to him.
Nice.
I appreciate that.
Love it.
And then like Vinny will tell you, like we just became obsessed with it in college. We started with redraft and graduated to real fantasy football. So that's been my journey.
Love it. All right, Vince. Okay, so it's Vinny or is it Vince? Vincent?
I've been called Vinny, Vincent, Vince, Vin.
Yeah. So we can call you my cousin Vinny the whole weekend. Can I call you my cousin Vinny?
I'll answer.
Okay. I'm calling you my cousin Vinny all weekend. And you. All right. So
I'm seeing
Vincent. I don't know what to call you now. What about your experience? How'd you get?
For me, during high school, I kind of like touched in a little bit with like random ESPN leagues where I didn't have any friends doing it.
Yeah, I got you.
It really started in college, like Derek, and then a bunch of our other buddies. They kind of like introduced us. We were all like roommates, and we started doing redraft leagues and putting in, money and, gambling on the redraft. And that's when it really started. I think like the moment that hit me most was I lost in the championship to a team that fully auto drafted on New Year's Eve. I was at a New Year's Eve party, and I was a team that fully auto drafted. And it kind of broke my heart a little bit. I was like, wow, I put in all this effort.
He never changed his lineup all year either?
I don't believe. No, he might have touched it a little bit, but he wasn't there at the draft, completely auto drafted. Didn't do any waiver wire pickups, won the league, and then never joined back to play fantasy football again. That was like his NFL career.
Did he die? I mean, we have no idea, right?
It hurt.
Poor bastard was pushed off a bridge somewhere. He was probably he's probably sent off the bridge by
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I swear.
The kid that hooked Derek into the league in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
Probably by that time pushing that guy off the bridge. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's say that could happen. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was a tough time, but that kind of motivated me to like actually try to do things. Right. But also made me realize that maybe auto drafting could be a win. But I'll never auto draft.
Few and far between. Yeah, I mean, there's always times when I've lost in finals, and I'm like, you look at the two teams. The thing says you're supposed to win by 50, and the other team barely has players that are even starting, and then the world turns quickly that evening and you lose by 4 because some guy who hadn't played all year comes in as a substitute. It's happened.
Joe Flacco you.
Yeah, or Joe Flacco's right. Yeah, whoever. Yeah. So, all right. Well, so obviously you guys started, some younger than others, and then you moved into this dynasty world, I assume, and that's how you got kind of hooked into this thing. So, talk about how you guys transitioned from your starting days into this creation of dynasty decks, and then of course expand into what Dynasty Decks is and explain that to our listeners, what it's all about. So whoever wants to go.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll just say kind of how we thought of it and how we got into it. And I'll let Vinny expand on what it is and what we've got going. We obviously, as we said, we're obsessed about who's going to win the league this year. And I think this was 2 or 3 seasons ago. And at that time, neither Vinny or I had ever won a fantasy championship. And I can put my hand up right now and say I still have never won a league.
I can't do the same.
Yeah, well, it still haunts me, but it haunted both of us at the time. And we were just super excited about who was going to win this or that season. And we were talking trash to each other about it's going to be me, it's going to be him. And I mean, I guess, we wanted something more detailed than a trophy. And, we had bought a trophy and still have it and the other kind of things, but we wanted to maybe take it a step further or whatever you want to call it, or just remember more details about the championship, from every year. We planned on and still plan on having this dynasty league go forever and ever. So we, just wanted to build on what the champion gets for our league. Mm-hmm. So that's really how the idea, got created.
Yeah. And to expand on what Derek said, like we started off redraft and we quickly became influenced by dynasty leagues from our college experience. We had 2 or 3 years of redraft, and we realized that the group of guys kept returning, and I became commissioner and I kind of took over. I was like, let's do a dynasty league. Let's make this long-term, a lifetime thing. We love each other. Let's just fight over fantasy football. And we started doing that, and it took off since. We've been doing it since college for now 5 or 6 years. And yeah, it's been super fun, turning into a dynasty league and meeting. We meet 2 or 3 times a year now, and we have people all over the States. We have people that fly in from Michigan, sometimes Texas. and we have a draft that we do live, and we do an owners meeting to kind of go over the last season. And then that's kind of where it sparked with our interest and turning into Dynasty decks, where we wanted more from the championship. And we thought, yeah, having your name and your like the year you won on a trophy and on a ring and on the belt is really cool. But like, what about the key details? And that's where Dynasty decks kind of came apart and came like into our ideas. And instead of kind of explaining really much, I rather show.
There you go.
So, well, there we are. So what a Dynasty deck is and what a championship plaque is basically a league where you got your key details. You have your roster. You got an MVP for your team. You get to show off your championship score, where you get to flaunt to your loser like, hey, I beat you. And you get to see all the details about your league in a nice, compact, like high-quality plaque where you get to hold. You can put it up on a wall. We have people that put it up in their offices.
Next to their diplomas.
Yeah. So, and we realized like we made it specifically for our own league, like as a commissioner and talking to like Derek all the time, we realized that we wanted to like make our league just like, we want to just have our league get obsessed as much as we were like that, that was our goal. And in order to do that, I was getting rings for the league. We had the trophy for the league. And we thought like, what else can we do for everyone that wins a championship to make it like that prestige level? Although, it's not like winning a Super Bowl and being on the field of a Super Bowl, but how do we make it our Super Bowl? So we realized like, why not memorize all the key details? And then we kind of like came up with this idea.
We basically thought about like what is most important about your season and about your championship.
No, yeah, right. Oh, I love it. Trust me, as somebody who's been playing for 40 years, that would have been super cool to be able to put, because I have 6 that I could have put up on a wall by now.
You still can.
But yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just so much fun to see these cool new ideas that somebody has thought of because of their league. Like you guys do, and then go, hey, you know what? And that's exactly, I mean, I created my consistency model off the fact that I didn't make the playoffs in 2002, and I had the second highest scoring team, and I couldn't figure out how in the world could I score this many points and be 7-7 in a regular season. And so I looked, and basically from what happened to me, I said, oh, well, if these couple of players have been more consistent, I would have won a couple more games, made the playoffs, won the championship. So it's a same thing. It's you have something go wrong or something that you're missing, and then you just fill that void.
It was almost
exactly what you guys are doing is filling a void of like, hey, we don't see anybody out there that's making this cool thing that you can hang on the wall with the full details of your fantasy championship game, the players, the MVPs of the season, whatever you want to do, and boom, you have this created. And I assume that they send like a logo, like of their helmet, like if they have a team logo, is that stuff on there as well?
Yeah. It's I kind of have to answer it 2-part. So that will be an option this year. So we built out a new product, which is another plaque that has a slightly different design and has even more. You can customize it even more, and that's what we love about the product is that yes, we have a template for you, and it's very expansive, obviously, and detailed, but we always want our customers to know, and you can read on the website that if there's anything that you thought of that you wanted instead of what we normally put on the plaques, all you have to do is email us and we'll make it work. Like we really want the love for your team and fantasy football to shine through the product. And that's really what this is just, us like enabling people to brag about their team that they love. Because as you said, with 60% of people coming to the expo being newcomers, I think there are just new ideas all the time, and different types of trade calculators and different, and obviously all the analysts have their rankings. I mean, the information and ideas are really endless in this space. So this is our contribution.
Well, and so I'll just kind of tell you. So if you go to a website called Fantasy Tiers, TIERS, they created a trophy that's tiered. So first year is a base with so there's 4 plaques around the square. It says, champion, runner-up, third place, and then the league name and year.
That is cool.
Next year, new tier, you just buy 1 tier.
Right.
And then you still put then the helmet trophy-esque thing on top, and it keeps building.
I mean, it
never gets old because so like I said, so here's 2 different things that are doing the same thing. They're both celebrating a championship, but they're 2 completely different things that you can literally get for the champion and both of them work because you got a rotating kind of trophy that you can keep building a tier to, but then they get to keep this on their wall as that year's champion. So I mean, that's what's so much fun is like I've never seen hardly anything outside of Trophy Smack for years with trophy stuff.
And we love that.
And that's what like we realized too. Like we love Trophy Smack. Like since I won last year, I have the Trophy Smack trophy. I have the ring from Trophy Smack. And then that's why we realized like that stuff like outside of the ring, the belt and the trophy, you got to give back to the next winner, unless you win every single year. Like, but outside, like we love that. We wanted that person, like that personal product to like be like, I won the championship and this is mine forever, and you can't take it away from me, even if you win next year.
Yeah, and you know better than anyone, the industry is booming. And we're just getting started, right? So, we hope to also grow with the industry and listen to what the community wants. And, we already have our loyal customers and, we love them and, we love the community. So, I mean,
that's why we're excited for 2 weeks.
We're just so pumped to come, show it off and meet people. We're obviously like huge fans of a bunch of analysts and stuff. And, and we want to meet them, of course, but just to meet the people that are like in our shoes as well, who just love getting advice from those guys and gals, and obviously we're excited to show everybody our plaques.
Yeah, no, I think they're awesome. Great stuff. So let's talk about the expo. You guys coming to your first one. Talk about how you found out about it and the story and why you're, how you're coming this year, and and then we'll kind of talk about what you got planned.
I'm at fault for us not being able to come last year because
come on, Derek. What do we do?
I mean, yes, come on, Derek, but
no, I'll throw myself under the bus. Yeah, no, I mean, quite frankly, like we found out about it and I couldn't make it work. And so we've been like really just pumped for it for an entire year.
Literally waiting for the release of the new dates, like just sitting there waiting.
It's always the second weekend in August. So next year's August 8th through the 10th. You don't have to wait for dates. It's already set.
Oh yeah, everyone.
The week after Hall of Fame. Whatever weekend Hall of Fame is, it's the next weekend.
Week after. Perfect.
And so, I mean, I think we're going to participate in just about every event other than maybe flag football, unless we're throwing on a team or something. But we, I think that's the only thing we haven't signed up for. So we're so pumped to, participate in everything.
Love it. So what do you guys got planned for your booth for those coming to see you guys and visit your booth? What kind of things are you giving away? You got some. What do you got? Why should people come to your booth other than to see this really cool plaque thing?
Well,
Derek, go ahead, get it.
Well, you can win a plaque for your for one of your championships. Okay. That's going to be a giveaway. I think we're doing 2 of them. And then on top of that, in terms of giveaways, we have a Puka Nacua signed mini helmet that we are gifting. And then we have, I'll tease this. We have something for commissioners that hundreds of commissioners will be able to, take from our booth.
Nice.
But besides that, of course, we're showing off the plaques, and everyone can come up and hold them themselves and check them out. Imagine what yours will look like, etc. And I think besides that, just chatting.
Yeah.
Vince, any more? Does that pretty much say
no,
what we
I mean,
need?
definitely a lot of energy at our booth.
Yeah.
And then, we're going to be giving away the commissioner. If you're not a commissioner, still stop by, give it to your commissioner.
Take it for your commissioner.
It's a little gift for the
I'm a
commissioner. That's perfect. And
we have one set aside.
We'll have one. Yeah. But yeah, that's like a main thing is as a commissioner and what I go through with Derek as one of the league mates, and just knowing what other commissioners have to go through and the amount of effort.
Yes.
Vinny definitely has some stories that he could tell as our league's commissioners.
I'm sure we all do.
Yeah. But yeah, we wanted to give back to the commissioners. And if you're not a commissioner, you can still take it for your commissioner, but it's a little gift like that. And we're excited to give away a Puka Nakua signed helmet.
That is very cool.
Awesome. We found that and we realized that would be a nice gift to everyone.
Yeah.
For free. All you have to do is just sign up.
Yeah, just sign up. No, that's good stuff. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you again for being a part of this. We're very excited about your new product. We're excited to meet you face to face and meet all your favorite experts and analysts you've known from the past. And hopefully they'll all be there to say hi to you and learn about your cool new product. Tell everybody where they can find, the website, Twitter, social media, whatever you got, and then I'll take it out from there.
Cool. So our website, which is where you can get and customize your own plaque, is thedynastydex.com. And yes, hopefully it sounds cool.
Everybody in Ohio thinks that's cool.
That's all that matters.
The Ohio State University.
That's true.
Yeah. And then our handles on Twitter is just @DynastyDex. Feel free to, follow my personal, although I'm sure nobody would want to, but it's @Derek Knapp. So, sometimes I'm tweeting, at the analyst, but our Dynasty Dex Twitter, we do giveaways there too. We've done a bunch. And on Instagram, we like to post some fun stuff during the season. So hopefully everyone likes that content. But besides that, we're just there to grow our brand.
Mm-hmm. And to add on, we do give a lot away. We try to, at least we gave a bunch of, we gave away Kyle Pitts PSA graded cards, although he needs to step it up this year, of course.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go but up.
And then we gave, JSN? last year. Oh no, I forgot now. I think it was JSN last year.
I think you're right. Yeah,
we did JSN signed helmet online. We did a giveaway on Twitter, and then also we do everything through our website as well, which is the dynastydex.com. We have a full customizer that we're still building out currently. We're working with a team to get fully customizable so that no matter what kind of style you play in fantasy football, you'll be able to have your own plaque and customize it exactly if you want.
I'll add on to that. It's more IDP friendly. It will be more IDP friendly, and just even more customizable. But right now, like we said, we have a bunch of templates for different types of rosters, and if you are if you wanted an IDP position on your roster right now, you might just have to email us, what you want, and we would put it on. But coming soon, we've got an even better customizer coming.
Cool, very cool stuff. Yeah. All right, well, again, Derek, Vince, thank you so much for being a part of the show. See you in a couple of weeks. Of course, you guys all know who I am, Bob Lung, at Bob_Lung, also at the FF Expo on Twitter. If you haven't got your tickets, you better get them quick because it is going to be here before you know it. Yep. If you don't get the tickets in time, don't worry about it. Show up, buy the tickets at the door. It's the same price anyway. It doesn't really matter. Just get there. Have a great weekend. Hang out with all of us. We're all going to talk numbers. All those finance and accounting people are going to talk numbers all weekend. It's going to be great. No,
all week.
Football.
It's going to be, but it's all going to be fantasy football numbers and nothing else. We're not going to talk business.
Sure. Yeah.
So
all right, guys. Thanks again for being here. Take care. God bless. We'll see you.